Hi, my name is Lacorte Suber, and I chose immersive reality with a concentration in virtual reality, or VR, as my emerging technology presentation. Through this presentation, I hope to explain what VR is, and its practical uses, and its business opportunities that it can provide, and also kind of link the data management or data analytics that is applied or assessed using this immersive technology. Virtual reality really needs three key things. It needs a housing unit, a lens, and the content of which the user is going to immerse themselves in. So obviously you need to know exactly what they're using it for, whether it be for gaming, for training, or any type of visual aspect that a person might use this system for. You need the lens so that the person's eyes can really feel like they're a part of the subject matter and not just viewing it as you would if you're viewing a regular video on your phone. The lens helps the eyes adjust to fitting themselves in that reality or whatever that environment may be. And then obviously you need the housing unit to encompass not only that visual environment, but also the lens as well, so that a person can truly feel like they're a part of that environment. And so when you have all of those three aspects involved, virtual reality really comes to life, and it really allows the user to envelop themselves in whatever environment that they choose or select for that given time. Now, the overall goal of virtual reality is to utilize all the five senses. It wants to activate, obviously, your eyes so that you're visually aware of the environment around you. Kind of also your touch to kind of feel using maybe gloves or a bodysuit, which I'll discuss later, just to kind of let you feel exactly what it would be like if you were in that given situation. Obviously, you have the different headphones, so you can kind of hear and get that auto sensory deal down. And sometimes you can have all of those senses where you can kind of almost get that sense of the smell and that just aroma that you would feel if you were in that environment, because all of those senses are firing so fast and so at a higher level. So the overall idea is to just have a comprehensive understanding of the environment so that when you're in that given environment, in that similar situation, you can understand, okay, I've been here before, I know what I need to do, and you can just follow the steps that you've practiced using that VR technology. There are some pros and some cons, as with all different technology. The pros, obviously, you are enveloping yourself within that medium. You can really recreate certain scenarios and events so that you can remove some of those risk factors. And this is especially crucial for these vital jobs that you might have, like within the military. You can create different war zones and patterns so you know, okay, we are in this situation, we are under these conditions, what would you do? And you can kind of go through that process over and over again without having the aspect of life or death involved in it. And this also helps with pilots, as you can see in the picture here. Pilots use this to get those hours in to understand the flight patterns, the wind. They can just kind of get that true feel of how it would be if they're in that cockpit and know these wind factors and what's going on with the plane. And so they have these different scenarios and different outlooks of, if a problem arises while I'm in the air, I know what I need to do to get the plane down safely and get either my passengers or half passengers or the cargo in safely. So having this virtual reality to mitigate the life or death that is associated with some of these jobs, it immediately helps and saves millions of dollars in lives in the process. Now, these simulations can go to this high level, like I talked about, with the military and the flighting and other various job avenues, but it also beyond the lower levels, like you can use it for designing and use it for construction. So you can kind of piece together and take a simulation of what a different end table might look like, or your house would look on a certain land and how you want to frame it, and how different water lines and pipelines go through, and how it would affect different areas and zones. So this would be extremely crucial to help understand different frameworks and move things around and have a good understanding of how it would fit in a certain area in a certain place. So these virtual realities really do help encompass not only the higher levels of the life or death, but also the lower levels of the daily activities that you might have. So this is just a true understanding, a comprehensive understanding of just how the VR experience can really benefit the daily lives and also the crucial lives in the future. Now, there are some cons, as I alluded to earlier. Dissociation of events. This can be very crucial because VR can become addicting, and it can become more helpful and more comfortable in that VR world than it is the real world. We all know the real world is difficult, it's tough, but in virtual reality, you can make it however you want it to be. So you can disassociate yourself from the real world to where you don't want to go out, you don't want to take care of yourself, and you really make a bubble within yourself and really lose the association with people, your friends, your family, and it can become a very addictive experience so that you don't feel any type of happiness except for when you're in that VR world. So it's very tough and it's very hard to make sure that you get that proper sunlight, step away from it for a few hours. So it's just extremely addictive, and the capabilities and usages of it make it addicting because it can provide so many great things for you that it's hard to just kind of break yourself away from it and allow your eyes and your normal body to experience the regular daily lively things that you might experience on a day-to-day basis, and not just the virtual things that might experience that maybe just strictly to a plan, and there's no X factors that you have to account for when you're in the real world. So that is just a true con that really is arising with especially the VR experience because it becomes so popular and addictive. Now, there is a gender discrepancy within the interpupillary distance, the IPD, which is when they first developed VRs, they developed them with a male's general pupils and where your eyes normally sit. And guys' eyes sit differently than women's eyes. And so when women are experiencing that VR, the headset or the different mediums that they're using, their eyes are different. So their eyes are adjusting twice as hard and twice as fast. So they get a lot more seasick, or the cyber sickness that you might hear about. So it's the same kind of process as you're in a roller coaster and you kind of get that uneasiness or that vertigo kind of feeling. So these VR experiences aren't really made for women to experience them. Now, there are certain companies that have developed more products in relating to just women so that pupillary distance factor doesn't affect them when they're using the VR experience, so they can experience it in the totality as the males do. But the gap hasn't closed as much as it should. So there is a problem with the gender discrepancy for the males and the females because of where your eyes and your pupils sit when you're looking inside that visual spectrum. So it causes some sickness and lack of the true happy and the joyous feeling that VR, excuse me, VR wanted everyone to experience. So that's just something that the VR reality has to address going forward. Now, for future endeavors, there are some more affordable options now that VR has become more popular. More money is being invested into that experience, so you have a lot of different options that people can use. Now, you can go to the higher tech ones like the Oculus and the PlayStation VRs that you might experience, but you also have some mom and pop ones. You can make them out of the proper cardboard and the proper lenses and then use your normal phone, and you can still have that same VR experience. So there are ways to get around the pricing, and there's also the big companies are also making more affordable options for the regular day-to-day people that want to experience that VR, not just the business moguls and the people that want to experience some of those things on those higher risk field levels, but making it available for the daily lives of people so they can experience those DIY projects and different things that they might want to experience. And with the affordable options, brings greater development of the technology, like making the experience much faster, much cleaner, the lenses more affordable, and making sure that when you're a part of the VR experience, that all of your brain and your mental capabilities are activating and firing in a positive manner and on a more even keel. Before, you're just experiencing that VR and there's no adjustments being made. There's no real life corrections to each individual's brain. Now, chips are being developed within those VR headsets and the VR brains to allow the viewer to experience it differently than another user that had just recently used that VR experience. So it's allowing those ships to read those brainwaves and fire it a different way so that their experience is just as good as the person before them that was wearing that VR headset. So it's allowing for a faster recall, a faster connection speed, and a overall general better experience when you're experiencing that virtual reality that people want to truly envelop and be a part of the environment that they want to experience during that certain session. And with those technology and affordable options, it's just becoming more a part of our daily and business related lives. So there's not more of a special case where you're just using a VR for this experience. It's more becoming involved in the day-to-day operations of the daily lives and the business related activities. It's not just, okay, let's just kind of off the wall use a VR. It's more like, all right, we have this good idea. We're using the VR to experience exactly how it would be for a certain person, and then we're hitting it to the shelves. It's becoming more of a general thing like brushing your teeth or looking at reports and the views. It's just becoming more inclusive of the day-to-day lives of people in the business-related fields. So in the future, we will probably see more of an investment into just the overall home experience, where people can walk into homes and experience different ways of interacting with their technology and their products and different things that would make life a little bit more easier and more comfortable. And they're already experiencing the differences with the gloves that you can wear during your VR experience that connect to the visual experience, so you can really feel that touch. And there's also bodysuits that are being made so that you can really get the whole body experience and not just feel or pick up an object or an item. You can really experience the kick, the hurt, the pain, the possible experiences, and the ideas are boundless and endless. But overall, the development and the affordable options are really kickstarting a lot of these incorporations of the day-to-day lives of people in the everyday life. So as it relates to data analytics and data management, it just allows people to really take stock of different reports and different aspects of how this field in this market department would work for this business field. And it allows people to kind of experience the different sides of different things so that the overall business and the corporation can become more one and not just be divisional and sectional in their own respective rights. This allows people to really incorporate some of the ideas and thought processes of different people within the company so that it makes things more cohesive as one. And that is really what data analytics really wants to provide, just a cohesion of a lot of different sectors and departments so that we're all on the same page. And this VR and virtual reality and its immersive environment allows just for that purpose. Again, my name is Cortez Suber. My project was immersive reality with a concentration in virtual reality, and I hope that with this presentation you learned a little bit more about virtual reality and its future business ventures, and the different application that is used currently. Thank you, and hope you have a great day.